Hello, Masarat here. So let's continue where we left off last time. Last time we talked about attachment and I explained to you what attachment is and how it begins very early on in our life. What I wanted to make sure that you understand is that there is no blame here. I am not trying to blame anybody. Our stance in this is a very, very gentle, self-compassionate, compassionate approach. So we are all doing the best we can. Our parents, they loved us very, very much in their own capacity. And we all have a different experience of what it was like growing up with our parents. And so there might be times where when we are evaluating why I'm here, where is it coming from, where am I getting this from, and we are looking at the role of our upbringing, it might feel that we want to not blame our parents, and it might feel like we're blaming them, and that's not what we're doing. Everybody is doing the best they can and did the best they could with their knowledge, with their experience, with their capacities of, whatever was surrounding them in their life at that time. So just make sure that, when we're talking about parents, some, it might be like, yes, you did me wrong. There was abuse there was neglect there. You as an adult knew that this was wrong and that was not okay. And other times, many parents do the best they can with their capacity. And for example, if people are neglected, many times it's unintentional neglect. There is more science and more research coming about of, the impact that a mother's interaction has with her child. And there's still a lot of lack of knowledge and misinformation regarding that today as well. Today I want to talk a little bit more about what is secure attachment and what is insecure attachment, and the two major types of insecure attachment. So secure attachment is when the baby's needs were met, when you as a child really, really felt that you were loved unconditionally. And when you were loved unconditionally, you developed a high trust for the world. So as somebody who has secure attachment, you function like an anchor. An anchor feels solid, they feel grounded, they know that their relationships will meet their needs, they know that they can ask for their needs, they can have discussions in relationships. When things don't go their way, they're not feeling overwhelmed, they're able to notice their emotions, they're able to say, hey, that's not right, that's not okay, and they're able to gauge, where they fall in a relationship most of the time. And usually, if somebody has a secure attachment, they're not seeking drama, they're not seeking just, high sensation. You're able to interact with them without leaving feeling like, I don't know what just happened. So that's somebody with a secure attachment, like an anchor, solid to the ground. Somebody who has insecure attachment is when you don't know how the world will meet your needs. Your needs have not been met in the past, so your level of trust for the world is very, very low. And you have no idea, right? Because in the past, they were either not met or they were met inconsistently. And so if they were met inconsistently or not met, you just can't feel solid all the time. And this is where two types of insecure attachment come in. So there are some people who will have a more anxious attachment. Those are the people where their needs were met sometimes and not met other times. So you can see how sometimes they got what they needed and others they didn't. So that created a feeling of anxiety and a lot of instability. So people with anxious attachment may tend to be overly worried in their relationships. They might constantly be worried. They might engage in behaviors that are, constantly checking, are you okay? Is this okay? Overly asking in the relationship if things are okay. They may also tend to be overly demanding, or it may feel like they're being overly demanding, and it may feel like their expectations and their needs are high. And during a fight or a disagreement, sometimes they really want a resolution right away. So they may act like a wave, and a wave is, goes up and comes down crashing. So they are constantly needing that validation from their partner. They're constantly needing to interact. It may feel like they're in your face when you are having a disagreement. Somebody whose needs were not met at all during childhood, they could have something called or they're going to develop something called an avoidant attachment. So people with an avoidant attachment are kind of like islands. They want to be on their own. They want to take care of themselves. Nobody took care of them before, so who's going to take care of them now? And so they have learned and strategized and grown up to take care of themselves. They tend to be the withdrawers in a relationship, and to outside people, or even in a relationship, they may appear to be the calm one or the sane one. Sometimes, we use these terms with each other. However, that's not necessarily the case. They have a lot of emotional turmoil going inside. They have lots of emotions. They may be having the same exact internal experience as somebody with an anxious attachment. And the difference is that they can't feel it because it's been numbed down and they've numbed it out. And other people can't also tell, because once again, one of the mechanisms that happen with a avoidant or dismissive attachment is that emotions get dismissed, they get hidden under the rug. And so this person tends to be like, oh, I don't feel this anymore. So they no longer are able to tune into it themselves, and their partners also may have a hard time tuning into it. During disagreements, they may want to shut down, they want to go to their room, they want to take care of themselves. Ideally, we all want to behave like anchors. So we all want to behave like somebody with a secure attachment. We want to feel grounded in our relationships. We want to be able to trust one another in our relationships and trust that our needs will be met. We want love, attention, care, compassion in relationships, and we want to know those needs will be met. And so we want to act in such a way that, hey, I can ask for my legitimate needs, and that you will evaluate it, and if you're able to give them, you will give it back to me. Most of the time, it's a give and take, of course, and most of the time my needs will be met. But other times when they're not met, it doesn't mean that I feel like the world is over, nobody loves me, nothing is going to work. It doesn't feel that things are falling apart and we ourselves fall apart. We're able to say, okay, I didn't like that, my need didn't get met, and let's talk about it, or let's move towards a process of talking about it or figuring out what are my choices at this point. And it is possible to get there. It is possible to be like an anchor. So I hope that you'll continue with me to find out how we can get there together as individuals, as partners, and in humanity. I'll see you another time. Take care. And let me know how you're using this information. Is it helpful, not helpful? And I'll see you later. Take care. Bye-bye.